Should empathic people tell skeptics their dreams? Hi, my name is Leah Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. And to answer my own question in short form at the beginning, should empaths tell skeptics their dreams? Probably not. But I will go on and explain this in more detail about why and why not. So when we're manifesting very big things in our lives, let's say, for example, we're increasing our income or we're lowering our weight. These are really, really big goals. And it's not really socially accepted that we go around telling people what our income is or how much we weigh. So it's probably not the best idea to tell people what you're working on in those areas, because if you're saying, I'm trying to improve my income by like $20,000 or whatever it is, you'll probably invite a lot of skepticism. That's why left-brain people are skeptics, right? And so when you face that kind of negativity and discouragement, it can really shut down your effort and your process to go for something, because you might start embodying that negative criticism in your head. And when you try to go to do something productive, to build a better life for yourself, that negative criticism kind of interferes with what you're doing. And you want to shut that down. So instead of telling skeptics what you're really up to, it's actually better to keep something secret. And you might feel a little bit bad about this, like, oh, I have to hide this wonderful thing from these people. And I say, well, when you think about a pregnancy, for example, when a woman is manifesting a child, there is a period of time where you cannot see the child yet in the stomach, right? It's invisible. Like the stomach looks more like a normal stomach. And then when it gets close to time to have a child, then the baby starts to show, the stomach pops out a bit, and you can see somebody is pregnant. So in the same way, when you're working on your dreams on your goals and ambitions in the early steps of the process, it's good to keep them fairly invisible and not tell skeptical people what you're up to. But here's the caveat here. You do want to find your family of empaths and supportive people, and you do want to find those people to encourage you and cheerlead and tell you that you're going to do it. Because when you have those supportive people in your life, that helps you visualize and bring your dreams into your life more vividly in your mind. And the more vivid the images in your mind of your dreams, the more likely you're going to go after them. And the process that you may need to go through to achieve your dreams could be really challenging. You may need to stand up to certain people. You may need to work very hard. You may need to cut back on some expenses or some luxuries that you really enjoy to go manifest a bigger financial thing that you're working on, for example. Maybe you need to break some bad habits. Maybe you're a smoker or a drinker and it's time to cut back on that. Not to say like you have to cut back on everything cold turkey, but sometimes it's worth it to cut back on those things and monitor your habits to work towards something bigger that you really, really love and enjoy. And that can be very motivating. Now, let's say the big goal or dream you're working on, you can go too big. It could seem so overwhelming that you think you're never going to get there. Like if you're trying to save all your money for retirement, all at the same time, oh, I need $500,000 right away to save for retirement so I can retire tomorrow, and you have zero, that might be very tricky. You know, you may have to break that goal down into smaller, achievable steps along the way and celebrate those steps along the way by doing something special, not something that blows all your retirement money, but maybe a step here or a step there. You spend a little bit of money on something you really love and enjoy to encourage you to keep going and to keep working hard until you hit that bigger goal. Sometimes people are so disempowered, you have to really start with a small goal. And you know what I do is I make little goals happen every single day. Like for example, when I sit in front of my phone or my computer to do my YouTube videos, or it could be just as small as making cheese and crackers or a little sandwich, or if I'm feeling a bit more ambitious, I'll make a stew or a soup, or maybe something even more delicious. I'll cook something from scratch and put all the ingredients together. Like when you manifest something, it is a lot like cooking. It's like, for example, you look at a business owner and you think, what ingredients go into that business owner? What are they doing? And you can kind of look and see what they're doing on social media nowadays and their websites. And that's not 100% guarantee that you can just copy that directly and become an influencer, because it just takes time to develop your own presence and your own content, your own style to give to other people, and to find a way to connect with people and give them the information they're looking for on the internet. Having said that, if you begin and you start learning these processes, like how do you post on social media? How do the different platforms work? Where are people watching? You begin those baby steps and then you start building and building it up. You get better at it, and then you've got a better chance in the future of making it. And let's say you have a big financial goal and you want to buy a specific kind of car. Well, you look up maybe what the price of it is in a certain year or model in a certain place, and that you may check what the price is in another place if you were to go somewhere else and buy it. And you kind of compare prices and you figure out how much money you need to save. And then you look at your paycheck and you go, okay, this is how many paychecks I need. This is how much I need out of my paycheck. And then when I've gotten to like 20 paychecks at this amount, then I've got this amount saved for my car, and it will take X number of months or X number of years. Or maybe I get another job and then I add a few hundred to that, or I start a business and I add a little bit more to it, and then you accumulate and you accumulate until it gets done. And then you have the thing that you want. So those are the steps to manifestation. But when you're in that process, it's kind of a delicate process when you're working on manifesting, especially when it's a very big thing like a retirement fund or a home, or maybe it's a relocation of home to another country or another city. When you're working on big things like that, you just want to be a little bit quiet and do it quietly until you're pretty close to moving in and doing the thing that you've always dreamed of doing. And then you can share it to the world, and then keep that inner circle of friends, that really close group of people who need to know and who can cheerlead you and encourage you to get through that invisible time where you're working on something and it's hard and you don't see it happening yet. And let them encourage you and cheerlead you, your fellow good empaths, your fellow good intuitives who are there to support you and say, you can do this. Those are the people you want to share with, and you want to make sure you've built that trust in advance. How do you build trust with others? You can listen to the goals and dreams and ambitions they're working on. Maybe they're looking for a partner, and maybe you've already successfully manifested in that area of your life. And so you can listen and you can maybe guide them. It depends if they're open to being guided or not, and let them ask, don't stick your nose in. But listening is amazing, actually. That is enough often that when people just listen, they get a lot of help and they feel really witnessed and really served. And so don't underestimate listening, even if you don't give any advice that day because you're not sure they're ready to receive it. It can help people so much that they just are able to speak their thoughts out loud and have someone receive it. And then they can kind of evaluate what they're thinking about, and they have a sounding board. And it can really help clear up a lot of misguided ideas. I have a lot of misguided ideas in my head on a day-to-day basis. I get a lot of silly ideas day to day, and then I'll speak them out loud. Sometimes speaking out loud to yourself is very helpful. And then I'll realize that's just not the thing I want to do today. But having said that, some of those crazy ideas that come in my head, sometimes they work, and sometimes they actually can help me manifest and move forward into the future. And so it's worth speaking out loud or finding that empathic partner to talk to you in order to cheer you on in the process. And just remember that if you're in good health and you've taken care of your health and you're good at cooking and supporting your health needs and going to the gym, you're a powerhouse. You can probably do a lot more physically than you're challenging yourself to do. And that can aid you in manifesting and moving towards your goals. So don't underestimate your own power. Do your best to take good care of your health. That's very important. But then don't underestimate, when you've done that, how hard you can work to move towards your goals. Or maybe you don't want to pride yourself too much on working too hard. Maybe you need to delegate to others in order to work towards your goal. That's very important too. You know, when you can delegate, absolutely delegate. And that's probably more frequently than you imagine it to be. Take advantage of those moments when you can receive help from others. In a kind way, of course. Be willing to serve and help them too. And then you're going to build a really beautiful relationship together. And they'll appreciate your hard work. They'll appreciate your character too, in order to reach your goals, dreams, and ambitions. So if we're not going to tell skeptics what our goals, dreams, and ambitions are, what should we do actually? And I've talked in previous videos about confidence and how important it is. So when we're confident and we're silent, and we know we're going to get the things that we're working on, but we don't talk about them, we sit a little bit taller. We feel stronger in our body. We feel calm. We might even do like a power pose, or you might pat yourself on the back or do something like that. And the skeptics might feel it's a little quirky and weird, but they get your vibration. They get that you're feeling good and that you're feeling calm and that you're working towards something good. And they love that vibration. They may not be very good at talking about things and supporting you in your dreams verbally, but they feel the vibration of it, even though they're skeptical. And they will be happy with you. They will be in good relationship with you. So that's the way you handle your goals, dreams, and ambitions. You do them silently. You have confidence in your body. You share with that very selective group of intuitive empaths you really trust, who are going to support you in your goals. Keep them in your life. And then as for the skeptics, they can be in your life too. You just be quiet and silent and very confident and happy with what you're achieving. And they'll gravitate towards you. They'll love you for who you are. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions about how to work on your goals, dreams, and ambitions, there's no one size fits all. We all work on our goals and dreams a little bit differently. And it's awesome to learn from different people, how they achieve things. Even I talked to a university student a while ago who is working full-time and is still going to school, doesn't have a car, and they take buses everywhere to do everything. And I'm just that is so inspiring that she can do that. I would find that so hard. Even taking the bus once in a while doesn't feel good to me. I can do it sometimes, but it's not fun on a regular basis. I definitely prefer my car, but kudos to her for going after her goals, dreams, and ambitions her way, even though she doesn't have her car. So don't let anything get in the way of what you're going for. Even if you don't have resources, there are people out there who make it work without resources, and so you can make it work too. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments about how you're making it work, I'd be definitely interested in hearing them below. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to hear more manifesting tips from me. I do post on it quite regularly, as well as how we maintain healthy relationships as intuitive empathic people with skeptics. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.